Groovy.
That sums up a lot of our one-liners.
Yes. Yeah, I think that actually is one of mine.
Like I think this is like legitimately maybe even one-worders.
Yeah. One word. Welcome to Screams and Streams, the podcast that looks at the best and worst horror movies as rated on Rotten Tomatoes from 1970 onwards. I'm your host, Sam, and with me are my co-hosts,
Mike
and
Chad.
Be sure to check us out on Instagram. Our handle is @ScreamStreamPod. Also, check out our website at screamsandstreams.com for more information about all the films we're looking at. Just a warning, if you don't like spoilers, we recommend that you stop listening now, check out the film, and then rejoin us for our discussion. Today, we are looking at Sam Raimi's 1987 film, Evil Dead 2. It scored 88% on Rotten Tomatoes, so let's get into it. Chad, what's our summary?
All right. So Ash Williams, the lone survivor of an earlier onslaught of flesh-possessing spirits, holes up in a cabin with a group of strangers while the demons continue their attack. That one's not awesome, is it?
Ash, a survivor, stupidly goes back to the same cabin.
Yes, yeah.
Yes.
That would be more of the thing. Yeah.
Yeah, because I had so many questions just about that as a whole. So it's saying that he went back to it. It's not like he forgot about the other stuff. Is it supposed to be reimagined, an alternate universe?
So
Ash?
this is what happens this is what my hiding in the shadows
sorry.
but that's okay. We can here's another one. Ashley Williams travels to a secluded cabin in the woods with his girlfriend Linda, where they find a tape recording of a professor and a book of evil. This unleashes a bunch of evil spirits that constantly terrorize Ash. Meanwhile, journalists come to the area to study the Book of Evil. Ash and her end up having to survive this swarm of evil until morning comes.
Yeah, and I don't know, because even in the director's commentary, Bruce Campbell jokes about, was he actually dumb enough to go back?
So in one of the interviews I saw with Bruce Campbell, he said they didn't have the rights to their first film.
Yeah.
And so they had to, lots of questions are, is this a remake? Is it a reboot? What is it?
Yeah.
And so they said they just basically remade kind of the film, but added in that first chunk as to be this is what happened.
Right.
And now this is what's happening now. So he said what they should have done is continued from when he got hit and thrown through the woods.
Yeah.
Right.
And then, because that's how it ends, right? The thing comes up and it hits him and then he goes through the woods. So really you're supposed to look at it from that point onward, not that first part where he drives with his then girlfriend. Basically not the first 20 minutes of the film.
Okay, so Linda being with him and dying is supposed to just not have happened.
That's supposed to be already have done. He's already settled that. This is supposed to be when he gets hit and gets flown through the forest.
Yeah.
That's when you're supposed to start the film as number 2.
Okay.
Well, there should be a disclaimer, I feel, for some of us like me.
I just found that out in my research for this because I found an interview with him that said they didn't have the rights to the first film, so they couldn't actually go back and use the first film to kind of re-show what had happened.
Right.
Yeah.
And so they just kind of reshot it with different actors. So then it confused everybody. Why would he go back to the cabin that just attacked him? Why would he be doing all this? But it's supposed to be the same story.
Okay.
Okay, and Linda dancing naked as a skeleton. Where does that go?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know what happened there. So
some weird shit happened.
And that comes up later in my stuff too.
In my stuff too, yeah.
Sorry to step on everyone's toes. Is that in your titillating?
Yeah, it might be. She is a little bit, decomposed, but I mean,
she's got that 90s
still good.
heroin
It's still good.
chic.
Yeah. She's really thin.
Yeah, I was also saying she's got the 90s dieting.
Yeah, she's twiggy.
Yes, she is very twiggy. All right, thanks for that, Chad, and thanks for answering my questions.
Yeah, no problem.
Because that was, I kind of left, and every time I think about this film, I'm like, what the fuck? What?
Yeah, the whole thing is a what the fuck. Yeah.
Honestly, I was like, I don't know. I feel like I watched this, and now I feel like a lot of the stuff I'm getting mixed up with the first Evil Dead too.
Right.
So I'm like, I don't know. What is real? What is real? All right. Thanks for that. Mike, what did you make for us for our Sinister Sip?
Our Sinister Sip for this one is the Deadite from Besotted Geek.
Ooh, a Deadite.
Cheers.
Oh, that's fucking delicious.
Mm-hmm.
I would drink that more in the summer. That would be delicious.
Oh, it's really good.
It is booze-rific.
Oh, yeah, that is awesome.
Booze
Ounce of whiskey, ounce of bourbon, ounce of Grand Marnier. And then you're supposed to use pomegranate liqueur.
Ooh.
But I just use grenadine. And then you're supposed to use a cranberry vodka. I just use cranberry juice. And then lemon juice and lime
So there's
juice.
even supposed to be more booze in this.
Yeah.
This is
shit.
amazing.
This is really good.
I love it. I love it.
it.
Summer drink. Next July. This is coming out.
One of my new favorite things, and I think we need to make like a sound effect, is Chad when he goes, ooh. This is the second time, and I'm like, yes, I love it so much.
Our
Brings me
sinister
joy.
sips. Ooh.
It sparks joy for me. All right. Thank you, Mike, for your booze. And all the other things you offer.
Yes, and the other things you do.
All right. Heading into our first impressions. Chad, what are your first impressions on this film?
I like this film. I like the first film, which seems pretty much the same as this film. It's just one of those fun, crazy movies. The amount of blood is insane. There's not a whole lot of, talking back and forth. There's not any witty repartee. It's just them. It's just brutal killing and demons and ghosts. I just love it. It's just one of my favorites. Evil Dead 2, Army of Darkness, that whole series. I love. Is it as good as number one? I don't know. They're very similar.
Yes.
So it's like watching the same film twice.
Yeah.
Really. But I'll watch it twice.
I'm okay. Perfect. Thanks, Chad. Yeah, same thing. I liked it. I thought it was really fun. I actually hadn't seen it before. I know. And this was the same with the last Evil Dead as well. But I was looking forward to it because of the chainsaw arm. So I was very aware of it.
Awesome.
And if you remember, I was very disappointed it was not in Evil Dead 1. And so as soon as it came out, I was like, fuck yeah, the moment I've been waiting for. So chainsaw arm ups my rating for this one too. But I thought it was really quick. It's clever. It was fun to watch all along. I enjoyed it. Mike, what about you?
It's interesting because, like I said on the first Evil Dead episode, I originally watched these out of order, right? I watched Army of Darkness, Evil Dead 2, then Evil Dead 1.
Yeah, so did I, yeah.
And got very confused by Evil Dead 1. Watching them in order now, there is that question of which is better, 1 or 2.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, who cares? Like watching one actor do the Three Stooges stick with his own hand.
That was crazy.
Was amazing. Like there are so many things that don't hold up, but because it's Sam Raimi and it's Bruce Campbell, you forgive and enjoy and just go for the ride.
It works.
Yeah.
It's funny. It's shtick. It's good.
Yeah, I loved it. I enjoyed every moment of this. I was laughing and just was too critical or doing too much of an analytical eye at first. I'm like, stop it. Just enjoy the ride.
Yeah, I don't think you can look at this through a really critical eye. You just have to have fun with it. I love that he has the same cuts on his face throughout the whole entire film.
Yeah.
And sometimes they're bloody and sometimes they're not as bloody. It's just funny.
All right, now we're going to head into our tropes hall of shame. I'm going to kick us off here. My first trope was the piano playing itself. However, I liked in this one that it actually plays the full song and not just like a weird creepy note or two. So the whole song goes. So I laughed at that.
And I like that it was the song he played for Linda.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And then the fog.
I
is
had that.
great. Oh my God.
So
crazy.
much fog.
And then when it sucks away too, it's like,
And it's like they got the vacuum cleaners out and under the trees, and it's like it all just goes into these one area.
Yeah, it's so funny. It's almost like they shot it like in reverse when they were pumping it full. So
for sure. Yeah.
Mike, what did you have?
I had some of the ones that just are going to come up in an Evil Dead film, but the Book of Dead, bound in flesh and written in blood.
Yeah.
I wrote that the Book of Dead's like seen some shit because it seems to have aged.
Yeah. Well, it's the same
first
prop
one.
of the first
Weathered.
film.
Yeah. Oh, it's super weathered though. I was like, oh, he's having a rough go.
Yeah. And again, we have a voice on a recording that tells of the evil.
Yes. Yeah. Which is just in this one on the desk right next to the Book of the Dead.
Yeah, just perfectly set
He
up.
walks into the other room. He's like, "Oh, what's this? Play."
Even though
It's already rewound.
To the spot where he's gonna. I will read you some of these incantations now.
I will phonetically speak them. I was like, so you're going to summon the demons, you dumbass.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, wait, maybe not. Yeah, stop.
Let's pause that. Chad, what did you have?
I had the fog as well. I also had 360 panning view. He gets knocked out of the house and then he looks around the woods and it's just
I love that shot.
360 shot. I don't know if it was a trope when they did it, but it's been used to death now. Like lots of people, lots of directors use that.
In part one, I said it was a test of time. And in this one, I still appreciated the use of that shot.
Right.
Yeah.
I also have the only exit is destroyed, so you have to deal with the problem that's going on. So they go across the bridge, and then he comes back, and the bridge is just like all the beams are up in a claw formation. And it's like, yeah, I don't know.
Wouldn't go down that road there.
Yeah. So that was my next one.
Thanks, Chad. I also had the destroyed bridge, creating the trapped kind of horror movie,
Right.
As well, and that was wild. The position of the actual bridge itself. I was like, the fuck? Like, I believed it more in the first.
It
one.
really got fucked up. Yeah.
Like, what
It's like,
happened to it?
You are not repairing this bridge.
Never. And then my other one was like being chased through the forest. I think all the scenes there of panning through the forest. I think we see that quite a bit.
Right.
Mike, what else did you have?
My other trope was the empty rocking chair rocking.
Yes.
Yeah, I had that too. Yeah.
And another trope that I had, and they're so exaggeratedly big, is the mouse holes in the baseboard.
Oh, yeah.
That the hand walks through. Yeah. It's like,
Like,
That was so good.
has there ever been a mouse hole in a baseboard in any home ever historically? But in every film and cartoon, they're there.
Like perfectly carved. Sometimes even with the door.
yeah, that little horseshoe pattern that they do. Yeah, not chewed out in any way, but just perfectly carved out. Yeah.
That's a good one, Mike. Chad, what else did you have?
I had the Bumpkins, like what's her name? Bobby Ray or whatever. Bobby Joe and Buddy in his teeth. He's got two big ones in the front and then this massive gap and then two other ones. And then, oh my gosh, it was just crazy. But the people, what are they, archaeologists? Like the professor's daughter pulls up in the car and it's like, oh, we got to get to this cabin. And that one guy's like, not that way. and then she takes a big thing of chew, and you can tell she doesn't chew because she does that spit, and it's the most awkward spit. And it's all over her chin. And I was like, oh my God.
That was in my hiding in the shadows, just Bobby Joe's spitting tobacco juice.
She's just the worst.
Not going to go down that road there.
So yeah, the Bumpkins were one. Yeah, definitely.
Did you have any more?
The can't get the right key. Can't remember. She's got like the Dungeon Master key set or whatever, trying to get through. And it's not this one. Oh, it's not this one. And then it's building. And yeah. So that was one.
Yeah, definitely. Mike, what other tropes did you have?
I just had the trope of a gray streak in the hair from fear when Ash sees the evil made flesh.
But only on the one side.
Only on the one side.
Yeah. Yeah. That was kind of cool.
Chad, did you have any more?
Night lasts forever.
Yep.
Yes.
When he becomes Demon Nash, he looks up and then the sun takes the demon away and then he turns into regular Ash. And then as soon as nighttime falls, he doesn't turn back into the demon. That doesn't come till later.
Right.
But then the night lasts for the rest of the film.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot happens in that one evening.
It's just one night, isn't it?
Yeah, it's one night.
One night.
Forever. So yeah, just lasts a long time.
I was really confused about that too. Like,
Linda dies night 1, and then the Bumpkins and the daughter show up night 2.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But then Linda dying, that's all from the past stuff, isn't it? Or is that this time?
I think she's like it's this one, but it's like an amalgam of the 3 or 4 other people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's supposed to represent all the craziness that happened in the first one. It's just all on her.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's weird. It's hard to explain.
Yeah, I don't get it.
The whole interview I didn't get to see, so I'd like to see the whole interview, but I just got a snippet of it. And that's just what he said is like when he gets thrown out, you should see that. But she's dead at that time, right? When he gets hit into the forest.
He's the last one.
Yeah.
Because that's when he's trying to get away.
Well, that's why I'm confused now, because I was like, okay, so.
So they try to, because they couldn't get all the actors back and they couldn't reshoot it and they couldn't show that footage from that film. So they just had to like say, okay, this is basically what happened.
Here's a summary.
And here's where I cut her head off with a shovel and then I buried her and then she got up and danced and then and then it was all weird. Yeah. My other one was a door opens on its own.
Yep.
And a point of view attacks.
Yep.
So coming through. And the wind.
Yeah.
Like so much of it. Yeah.
So much. So much. All right. Thanks for those, Chad. Now we're going to move into our one-liners category. Mike, what lines or words stood out to you?
Some of my lines are just because it's Bruce Campbell delivering the lines. And
Yeah.
it's like, hey, what do you say we have some champagne, huh, baby?
Oh, yeah, that first part. Yeah.
I like that one. And I don't remember the scene, but I've just got, you're going down. Chainsaw?
I don't remember that at
I don't
all.
remember.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
All right, thanks for those, Mike. Chad, what one-liner stood out to you?
I had when he's the demon, but then he turns back into regular Ash, and she like takes the axe and hits right next to his side, and he's like, "Damn it! I said I'm all right." He just like loses his shit on her. And then there's one where the door opens on its own, and Ash says, "We'll all go in together," and the bumpkin says, "Hell no, you're the one that's curious."
That was one of mine. And then my other one was Annie. Who's Annie?
Annie's the daughter.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Right. Annie says the first passage will allow the demon to manifest itself in the flesh. And then Ash goes, why the hell would we want to do that? And then my last one was Ash to his freshly sawn off possessed hand, here's your new home.
Yeah.
And then the book put on top to trap it as a farewell to arms.
Yeah.
So I really
Yeah.
liked how clever that was.
I had the farewell to arms as well. I thought that was really
It
good.
was really clever. I actually giggled. I was like,
And the author's like Stumpy or something like that. Or
Yeah. So good.
I had the line where he's talking to himself in the mirror and he's like, we're fine. He reaches through the mirror and grabs himself like, we just cut up our girlfriend with a chainsaw. Does that sound fine?
Yeah.
And then I like later where Annie's there and or maybe it's Jake is the bumpkin. I don't know, but someone says, Jake, you're holding my hand too tight. Babe, I ain't holding your hand.
Yeah.
And it's Ash's severed hand.
Yeah. And she's like, ah, and then runs out into the woods. Yeah. Yeah. That one's good.
so good.
I had one more, which was, it was right at the beginning when the daughter of the professor, and I don't know what his name was, like Blondie. He asked her, well, what are we looking for? And she says, probably nothing, but just possibly a doorway to another world. It's like 0 to 100. It's like, yeah, it's probably nothing, but could be another dimension. I don't know. Let's check it out. So that was mine.
Mike, you had another?
Yeah, it's Henrietta. She's like, I'll swallow your soul. And Ash just swallow
this. Yeah.
blows her head off with a shotgun.
So
There's
good.
so many of those little ones, like you're going down, groovy, tool shed, chainsaw. It's like just little ones like that.
Yeah, he does such a good job in his line delivery. It's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, now we're going to head into what doesn't hold up. Chad, what didn't hold up in the film for you?
I had you start a chainsaw with your teeth. Yeah, that doesn't work.
No.
Unless you want to pull all your teeth out.
Yeah.
He just grabs it and effortlessly it just goes. So
Groovy.
yeah, that was one of mine. And these are things like, I mean, I'm getting pretty nitpicky here because it's all part of the comedy
Right.
of the film. So, I mean, take it or leave it. These are just things I noticed that, yeah, you can't really do that, but it's still fun. Another one I had was the bridge crossing just looked dated.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have that as well. Yeah, brutal. So on the chainsaw as well, my husband was watching with me and he goes, there's no chain in the chainsaw. And it really bothered him. He's like, sorry. I was like, well,
That's not accurate.
He's like, that wouldn't work. So on the chainsaw, there was that. And then I have a line here that I wrote in my notes, new movie, same shaky cam. So the shaky cam.
It was invented, don't you know? No, just
it
kidding.
was so bad.
Yep.
So bad. Mike, what didn't hold up for you?
Mine was the driving the desk scene where the person driving the car where the background doesn't match what's happening.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And
yeah.
as Ash is driving away from the cabin, he's in the woods when it's the exterior of the car shot. But when they have the camera mounted on the hood looking through the car, he's clearly driving on a tarmac road.
Oh,
So
yeah.
that doesn't match. And then again, this is more out of the critical eye, but Dead Linda's stop motion dance.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was funny. It was good, but it was just too jittery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
So
pretty
weird.
dated. Like back then, I bet you it would have been creepy.
Yeah.
But yeah, now it really looks like when you watch the other one. What is it?
Clash of the Titans.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
That's what I was looking for. Thank you.
Chad, what else didn't hold up for you?
I also had the dead dancing girlfriend, but I said as a side note, super funny though.
Yeah. It was. Yeah.
LOL.
And I love how she's just like, "Eh?" doing all these weird dolphin noises as she's dancing. And she's like, they're supposed to be demon, but I was like, what is she doing?
And apparently it pays references like Frank Sinatra footage from the
Really?
earlier films. Yeah.
And her head, because he cut her head off, it like rolls down her arm, and she uses it as like a Michael Jackson prop. Like, it's so good. So it doesn't hold up. Meh. It doesn't look as good, but it's still super funny.
Yeah. All right. I also had sending telegrams, and then also the craftsmanship of the furniture. Once again, is very poor.
A little shoddy. Yeah.
Yes. Very shoddy.
The other thing is like, I don't understand. Again, I asked this question in the first film, is why the fuck would you stay in that cabin? Like, you roll up to it, and in the beginning, he's only with Linda, and he's like, oh, it's a little run down, but it's a great place. And they roll up to it, and if that was my wife and I would have looked at her and been like, we booked this? No, I'm not staying here.
It's the worst verbo ever.
There's absolutely nothing else around here as well. Like,
Don't say anywhere else. I'd rather go in a tent. Like,
we're done.
Honestly.
Yeah.
We're done. We're going home.
That's right.
All right. Now we're going to move into our most gratuitous scene. Mike, what was gratuitous for you?
My first scene is dead Linda's body cutting itself with a chainsaw and then Ash sawing into Linda's head.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just like, oh. So
That's
good.
a lot of dead Linda.
Yeah.
Lynn, rest in peace.
Says-
All right. Chad, what was gratuitous for you?
Well, there was a lot.
yeah.
Like, this movie's just with all the blood and everything that goes. When the blood changes color from like red to black, this is probably the most gratuitous, where I think it's the chainsaw, and the blood is just squirting out, and it's all going in his mouth and up and down his face. And then when he turns around, he's like totally cleaned up.
In the director's commentary, Sam Raimi just constantly talks about just how much blood could they put on Bruce Campbell.
Yeah.
Just they had so much fun with it.
Just caked in it.
Yeah.
And that was my gratuitous, it's just the amount of blood that he takes in, not just in that scene, but probably throughout the whole movie.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's just caked in it all day. And then some scenes he looks totally clean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just previous, he basically showered in it.
Yeah.
Like, it's great. It's crazy.
Washed up real quick.
Yeah.
That was mine as well, just the amount of blood. And that specific scene too. Just so much.
So much, yeah.
Mike, did you have anything else?
Actually, I'm just going to follow up on Chad. The blood after he shoots the hand.
Oh, yeah.
And it just like pours out of the wall.
Yeah.
And then,
yeah.
When you find out how they shot the film, they actually turned the set 90 degrees and then just poured buckets of blood through the wall to Bruce Campbell for it.
Poor Bruce Campbell.
And then I hope I'm not stepping on someone's toes for a later scene, but it almost went a bit too far. But the laughing scene
I have a note in here
where
too.
every
Yeah.
object laughs. And like,
Oh,
I
yeah,
love the
yeah.
laughing lamp, like that, as it's tilting up
Right.
and down.
Yeah.
And the bookshelves. But it was just like, it kept going and going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually have notes on that. I didn't pop it in here, but I said this scene's kind of annoying.
Yeah.
So- all right, now we're going to move into our terrifying or titillating. Mike was the only one with something in this category. So what was terrifying or titillating, or both for you?
I had something for the terrifying side, not the titillating side, as hot as Linda's dead body was.
Yeah.
But it actually made me cringe and pull back. And I don't know what's going on with my viewing, because I just watched a movie last night too that had a lot of similar effects of hair pulling, and it upset me every time. But there's the Deadite bites on Annie's hair and then rips the hair out of her head.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know what it is in my world right now, but it just unsettled me. I was
You
just
can't
like,
handle hair pulling.
yeah, it's just
Interesting.
I just don't like the idea of like it being ripped out of the scalp. So that
I don't like
got
that
me.
idea either, but yeah.
In a movie that was comical, over the top gore fest, that was the for me.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Right.
Funny.
All right, now we're going to go into what stood the test of time. I'm going to start us off here. I really liked, I know, Mike, you had mentioned it previously, where he's talking to himself in the mirror and then he pops out of the mirror. I really liked that scene. I thought it was really cool. I haven't really seen that in movies
that
of
was,
this time
it was
frame.
well done. Yeah.
It was super, super well done. So that was
I was just gonna say, and the use of body double, like it was seamless.
Yes.
You couldn't tell that wasn't Bruce Campbell on either side.
No, it was really, really well done. And then I overall loved the hand.
So good.
Just overall, and I just kind of have like, I love the hand scenes. I loved when the hand was like talking or like mumbling.
Yeah.
I was laughing out loud. I thought it was hilarious.
Oh, when it and it crawls his body.
Yeah.
Yes, I laughed out loud, which I don't normally do in films.
It's pretty funny.
I really, really liked that.
He's cutting it off. Who's laughing now?
Yeah.
So yeah, those were my two. Chad, what did you have?
For stood the test of time, my first one was Demon Ash looks badass.
Yeah.
He looked kind of spooky and freaky. He does flail about a bit, but I think he still looks pretty scary. That was my first one. My other stood the test of time. Well, I'm gonna say another one, but the Demon Hand was stood the test. I love the Demon Hand.
So good.
And my other one was I still love the girlfriend's head with the shovel. I just think the scene was shot really well too. And this one he just swings and off it goes. It's the easiest slice. So yeah, I don't know.
The sound effect was so good.
I just thought it was good. Those are mine.
Mike, what did you have? You have quite a few for this category.
One of my tested times was just 5 minutes in. I know they were trying to speedily, now that Chad's done the research, speedily retell the first movie in the first bit of the film. But like 5 minutes in and Linda's already taken by the demon. I was like, there's no build up. It's just,
it moves quick.
Yeah.
There's like no lead up at all. It's boom, boom, boom. Let's go.
So I like that. And then the demon hand, like I just put like Ash in the mirror and then fighting it with his own hand in the kitchen and the middle finger when he shoots at it.
Yes, so good.
That was awesome. Yeah, I loved it.
I think Demon Hand is my favorite character.
And then the other one that I had was when Ash picks up Linda's necklace from the floor, or the pendant that we see he gives her in the first film.
Yeah.
The way the chain sits is in the shape of a skull.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah, it's a quick little flash, and I just thought that was
interesting.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. All right, thanks for those. Now we're going to head into eerie or ear splitting. Chad, what was eerie or ear splitting to you?
Ear splitting was the same as the first one, the demon laughs. Just constant.
Yeah.
I was just, the sound effects were a little over the top, like when they bust through things. When he busts through a door or anything like that, it's really big. But the demon laughs they were more ear splitting than eerie for me. Mm-hmm. And I thought after a while, it just became just redundant and annoying.
Yeah.
So I'd say one of the only black marks on this film.
Yeah. No, that's fair. Mike, what about you?
One of the things that I kind of liked was when we had those POV shots of the demon going through the woods.
Yeah.
And there was that weird like growl or whatever. But then it would cut to Ash's perspective and the sound would cut out.
Yeah.
And then back to the demon and you'd have that sound back. I like that sort of jumping back and forth.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that as well. I just said that the sound effects were a little bit too much. So similar to what you were saying, Chad.
Yeah.
And then I said here, I don't really remember this, but I said in here, the sound over the cabin with the really deep voice. And I said it reminded me of the 1930s original Snow White film for some reason. So I don't know. So something that was a very specific piece of feedback on that.
I had a very specific, this one, the workers remind me of the Southern group from Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. So the Bumpkins.
The Pumpkins.
Yeah, it was like, people train don't run out of Wichita.
And I just keep remembering his teeth. I can't remember anything else about him except his
Bobby Joe's
teeth.
spit.
Yeah. Ugh. So gross. So gross. All right. Now we're going to look at the moments in the film that made us say, what the fuck? I didn't have any actually for this film, which surprises me. But Mike, why don't you start us off?
My first what the fuck, and again, the speed of the film is the explanation for this, but Linda gets possessed. Yes, he knows something's wrong with her, but he decapitates her, no hesitation. Like it goes from like, where's Linda? Oh, there she is. Oh, something's wrong. And he just cuts her head off with a shovel.
Yeah, they really needed to up that, right? Like it takes him a while in the first one to actually kill her.
So long.
And then he's very conflicted. And
he's like, oh, fuck that.
Nope.
Bye. Yeah, that's really good, Mike. Chad, what'd you have?
Well, I had the blood when the bumpkin gets killed. So she stabs him in the chest or the belly with a
Spine
dagger,
dagger,
or
yeah.
whatever.
Oh, yeah, that was weird.
And then she drags him into that room. And then the witch below grabs him by the head and pulls him into the cellar.
Yeah.
And the amount of blood that comes out in that scene.
It's amazing.
And I was just like, I said, what the fuck? This is insane. And then the killer is she gets showered in. Like absolutely drenched in all this blood. And in the next scene, it cuts. She turns around. She's totally clean. She's got a couple of little bit of blood on her chin and down on her shirt. But for the most part, she's pretty cleaned up.
Cleaned up really well.
But the amount of blood that came out of that cellar, I was so, holy fuck. It's a fire hose.
Yep.
It's crazy. That was my what the fuck.
Mike, you had one more?
Yeah, my other what the fuck was almost a shadows, but when Ash is fighting with his demon-possessed hand, he goes to the sink and runs the water. And is he trying to drown his hand in water? Because he's like holding it underneath him. Like it just didn't make sense. I didn't get why he went to the sink.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I had the same question. I was like, what is happening here?
He's washing the dirty off it. Yeah. I don't know.
It's the only time that anything's been washed that we can see. Yeah. All right. Thanks for those. Now we are going to head into our back it up moments. All right, Chad, what moments did you want to back up?
I mentioned this before in one of my other ones, but I actually backed up the part where she attacks him and he says, I said I'm all right. At the first time he walks in, he's like, I'm all right now. I'm all right now. I'm all right. And then he goes against the wall and she axes him. He's like, I said I'm all right. So that whole scene I really enjoyed. So I backed that up.
That was a good one.
Mike, what about you?
I had Ash fighting with Linda's severed head. It was just so over the top and ridiculous. Like his fight with the hand later was great, but the first one was just, I loved every minute of it. His campiness, his selling it, the over physicality was so fun.
Yeah, agreed.
Can I do one more?
Of course, go ahead.
My other one was when he gets the chainsaw hand and he bucks off the double barrel shotgun with a quick swipe of his chainsaw.
Yeah.
Just one spark and it's like down to the nub. It's like
Clean cut.
Yeah. And then he just knocks it off and whoosh, he's ready to go. Yeah.
So good. So
Awesome.
good. All right, thanks for those. Now we're going to look at what was hiding in the shadows. Mine was the sink hand, actually, Mike.
Yep.
So I have nothing else for this category. Mike, what was hiding in the shadows for you?
I just had the comment of like, so much happens in the first 30 minutes of this movie. Like, it's just so many things. Yeah.
Yeah. And
They really, really speed through like basically the film.
Yeah.
In 30 minutes, they're like, we got to show all this, and then we're going to get to the meat and potatoes of the next
It was so confusing, though. I think it took me out of the film a little bit, too. Honestly,
because it went so fast. Because
I didn't really understand it. Like, now I do. Like, now that you've explained that. But
especially if you've seen the first and then you're looking at this, like, why would Ash go back? I don't get it.
that is really, like, honestly, that's me right now.
Yeah.
All right. Now we're going to look at our bonus features and we're going to see what we found out while researching this film. Mike, why don't you start us off?
The first thing I had was the financial information, budget of $3.6 million and box office of 5.9. So it did okay.
Yeah, that's good.
And just a little Easter egg. I might be stealing this from somebody else, but Freddy Krueger's glove can be seen hanging on the wall at one point in the film.
No way.
No way.
I didn't notice that. Yeah,
I didn't see
awesome.
it either, but it came up
wish.
in the trivia. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Chad, what'd you find in your research?
I had Stephen King was such a huge fan of Evil Dead, the 1981 version, that he convinced producer Dino De Laurentiis over dinner, who was producing King's Maximum Overdrive, that Sam loves.
Hate it.
At the time, to have his production company, DEG, finance Evil Dead 2.
Did you have anything else?
Although the cabin is supposed to be the same as the one from Evil Dead, that movie was shot in Morristown, Tennessee. The sequel was filmed nearly 270 miles to the east in Wadesboro, North Carolina. And most of the film was shot on the set built inside of a gymnasium of Payson Junior High School.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I know, right?
That's wild. Can you imagine? Like,
And the cabin's on the same property where they filmed Color Purple.
Oh, wow.
oh, cool.
The financier, Dino De Laurentiis, had originally offered his studio in Wilmington, but director Sam Raimi chose Wadesboro, a 3-hour drive away, fearing that being so close to De Laurentiis' office would lead to studio interference.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I have that this is Bruce Campbell's favorite film of the trilogy.
Right.
So he loves this one. And then another piece I found was the demonic head that Ash battles in the climax of the film was nicknamed the Rotten Apple Head. And it was actually too large for the crew to carry back to California. So it was actually left. And then it disappeared. Its whereabouts were unknown for a number of years until it was found in a Halloween haunted house attraction just outside the original shooting location.
What an awesome find.
I know.
Like,
Hey, can you imagine? Just, ooh.
You just stumble upon this wicked, big, badass head. And
Yeah.
you're like, well, nobody's around. I'm taking this.
And I wonder how it got to the Halloween haunted house attraction.
Yeah.
Like, did
I
they
know.
sell it or did it inspire the haunted house?
Right.
Or did the guy just happen to have a haunted house that he was going?
Yeah.
He's like, this would be perfect.
Yeah.
All right. Mike, what else did you have?
Something that was interesting was Dino De Laurentiis' company could not release an X-rated film. They weren't contractually allowed to. And so that's why you have that sort of fake production company of Rosebud Productions at the very beginning.
Right.
It was to get around that. It's still Dino De Laurentiis, but they used that to circumvent the censors of that. Siskel and Ebert, they loved the clip of Linda dancing. They liked the creatures, but they felt the film ran out of steam too quick. And Ebert liked the parody of other films that it did, but just felt, after 30 minutes, it was just tired and overdone.
Chad, what else do you have?
I have Bruce Campbell completely improvise the scene where he fights his possessed hand in the kitchen of the cabin, and Sam Raimi praised his performance and used the first take.
Oh, wow.
So I look at that film and I just watched Liar Liar not too long ago, right? And I was like, when I watched him fight himself in the kitchen, it just made me think that I think Jim Carrey took a lot of that. Obviously, the toilet scenes and stuff in Liar Liar where he's crushing his head with the toilet bowl and stuff didn't apply. But yeah, it was pretty crazy.
You can see a lot of it.
Yeah, a lot of the inspiration from that. And the fact that he improv'd that whole thing and they took the first take, that's pretty amazing.
It was, yeah.
It's incredible. So we talked on when we did the first movie, we talked about like how chaotic and awful the conditions were for all of the people filming.
Right.
So it was actually during an unexpected cold winter for the first film, and then Evil Dead 2 was actually shot during a brutal heat wave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like 120 degrees Fahrenheit or something.
Oh,
Which is
gross.
crazy. So kind of the opposites. But they did say the production team and the cast did say that it was better this time around, or not as bad anyway. So,
Right.
Mike, what else do you have?
I just have the international titles. So Argentina was Evil Dead 2, Amazing Night. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Amazing.
It's amazing to
French
watch, but I don't know how to live through it.
The French-Canadian title is Opera of Terror 2.
Oh.
Okay.
Hong Kong, Ghost Player.
Okay.
Mexico, The Devil Awakens 2. And then Germany and Taiwan are kind of tied for like best title for it. Germany was Dance of the Devils 2. Now there's even more dancing.
It's true. There is more dancing in this film.
Oh, I can't wait to hear the Taiwan one. I want to hear the Taiwan.
And then Taiwan's 2 is Scared of the Dead 2. Ghost playing tricks on people.
Oh,
I think Germany wins.
I think I vote
I
Germany.
love it. Can I hear Germany one more time? What is it again?
Dance of the Devils 2. Now there's more dancing.
Better with the fake accent.
Way
I love
better.
it.
So,
Now
so
the
good.
small dancing. Awesome.
So good. Okay, now it's the time where we rate on our watchability scale from 1 to 10. Mike, what would you rate this film?
For sheer enjoyability, it's an 8.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's dated, Sam Raimi's effects, whatever, it's low budget, but I love it. It's fun. It's an 8 for me.
All right, thanks. For me, I really liked what you said, Mike, at the start where you had to like not criticize it and just enjoy it for what it was. And honestly, I do have to ding it a little bit because of how confusing the first part was. Like I really didn't understand that. I still think it's very much worthwhile watching. I think it's good. I was entertained throughout. It's a quick film. I think I'm going to give it a 6 just based on that first part there. I do think people should check it out. But it really took me out for that first little bit there. So it was between a 6 or a 7 for me, and I'm going to go with the 6.
Yeah, fair enough.
Chad, what about you?
I really enjoy this film. I do agree with you, Sam. If you didn't know, if you just came into it and you watched it blind, it could be confusing. Yes. And they do speed up like a lot of that story in that first half hour. The effects are a little dated, but I still love it. You know, you have to see all of these films. They're just so much fun.
Yeah.
And Bruce Campbell, there's nobody that can say groovy like that guy.
No.
Groovy.
I just love it.
Play it again.
Groovy.
Oh, yeah.
It's so good. So I was going to go with a 7 and kind of split the difference here, but I'm going to agree with Mike and I'm going to hit it to an 8. The amount of blood alone is unbelievable. Like it's just so crazy to see.
Yeah.
And the hand and the little funny bits they do. Oh, one of the things I saw in the research that I didn't say is that when they put those contacts in, they couldn't see anything. They were basically blind.
Shit.
So the amount of work that these guys did to make this film, and it's hilarious. I just loved it. So yeah, I'll stick with an 8. It's an 8 for me. Yeah.
Perfect. All right. Thank you very much for listening to us. Remember to follow us on Instagram. We are at ScreamStreamPod. Stop by our website, screamsandstreams.com, where we have information about our episodes, descriptions of our categories, links to our research, our watchability scale, and a page where you can recommend movies that you want us to discuss. And please rate, comment on, and subscribe to our show on any of the platforms where you get your podcasts. Until next time, this has been Sam and
Mike
and
Chad.
Scare you later.